Hey folks, welcome to another edition of BrushPile Fishing. We are in the last week of April here at beautiful Dale Hollow. We're here for our yearly media camp, and today I get to finally go out with my good friend Matt Foster from the Crappie blog. Matt and I have wanted to get together and do a show for a while. We haven't been able to, so we're going it alone today here on Dale Hollow. Yesterday we got to fish a little bit in the afternoon. We thought we'd hit some trees in shallow water. We caught a couple nice fish, but they just weren't in the trees. So we talked to Corey Thomas last night. He said look for some weed beds. So we're going to try that today, casting jigs over weeds. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Dale Hollow here on BrushPile Fishing.
Many people look at a lake and feel a sense of calm serenity. Crappie fishermen feel the heart-pounding anticipation of the thump. That's why host Russ Bailey is addicted to crappie fishing. It's this addiction that takes Russ from the Midwest to the Deep South in search of the best lakes, techniques, and patterns from some of the best crappie anglers in the country. Right here on BrushPile Fishing.
Hey folks, welcome back to BrushPile Fishing. A chilly morning, just getting started here at Dale Hollow. Matt, how we doing?
Good, good.
Folks, if you've never heard of Matt Foster, check out the Crappie blog. We're going to talk about it today, but it's another great source for information, not only on fishing conditions, guides, but some of the latest items in the fishing industry. But today, me and you's going to concentrate on getting some of these weed bed fish here at Dale Hollow.
That's right. I'm excited for it. Ready? You ready to fish?
I am. I'll tell you what, I don't know what to expect. We had that rain come in, heavy storms, cooled it down quite a bit, but I think some of them fish will still be in the weeds.
I think they should still.
All right, Dale Hollow, weed bed fishing. Let's give it a try, folks.
Here's the lake information, sponsored by Mossback Fish Habitat.
There we go, the first one of the morning.
Yes, sir.
Not a huge crappie, but it's a black nose, not too bad.
Nice.
And with that, folks, welcome to BrushPile Fishing. Got him on the little eye hole hair jig there, that oxbow blue color. If you've seen some of the long line shows we've done here, that's a great fin spin color, so I threw that on. Look at that black nose, beautiful fish. First one of the morning. We are in the last couple days of April here, and we're fishing grass beds, starting out in about 14 foot of water, and we're gonna just keep working shallow. That one, I had the jig in the grass. As soon as it popped out, bam, he hit it. So that gets us going this morning.
Your gear and conditions, sponsored by Millertech Lithium.
Folks, we were talking, we are in the last couple of days of April here, actually here at our media camp here at Dale Hollow. We have about 63 degrees water. Now, we went out messing around yesterday, Matt and I, and Matt, we tried some trees in some coves with same water depth, 63 degrees. We thought we would get some spawners, but it was tough on the trees.
It was tough. You know, I was thinking that, with it being 63 degree water temperature, up on the pea gravel banks with brush laying down the water, kind of like what we've got here,
yes.
You know. Trying a different spot today, like I said, in this 14 foot of water and some grass, and that seems to be where they want it at.
Yeah.
You know.
Like I say, we started out probably 14, 15 foot of water, folks, but we're going to work our way up into the shallows and just try to keep those jigs just above the grass. And right now we're just casting, retrieving, but as shallower we get, if we find those fish suspended just off the weeds, we may go to one of the floats on there also. We had a storm roll through last night, but this morning temperatures cooled off a little bit, but winds are calm. It's good.
It's a rough storm too, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, beautiful lightning storm though. There we go. First one of the morning. Looks like a black nose to boot. Look at there, look at there.
There you go.
Woo! That one will get us going. Not a black nose, it just looked that way in the water. Got that jig in there. That's a good fish to get us going. Now there's a lot bigger.
That is, they're a lot bigger than that, but that's a good fish.
And you know, folks, we knew we was taking a risk today. We wanted to do a shallow water show. A lot of folks down here, they said that the spawn is done, but we feel that we still get a few of these shallow ones. That's a good one to get us going this morning.
You can see this fish, there's nothing right
he's
there.
done.
I mean, it's done.
He's done. But we only have 65-degree water temperature, so Matt and I thought we could still pick a few of these out. So that's a good one to get us going.
Yeah. I got something.
What do you got? Molly?
No.
Bluegill, big bluegill.
Big old gill on the Popeye.
There we go.
There it
That's
is.
a good crappie. Oh, that is a good crappie. Come here, big boy. Come here. There we
There we go.
Second one off of
nice
that brush pile.
Yeah, let me just spot lock right here.
Whoa, 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 come here. Went to a 2-pound test line. That's another good fish. In shallow. I'm gonna back us off of that. They don't want anything moving quick. It's just kind of I'm popping and then letting it set. And when it sets, when they do hammer it, absolutely pounding that. And folks, if you come to Dale Hollow, you may catch a white crappie every once in a while, but predominantly big black crappie down here.
Black and black nose.
Yes, yes.
And they fight
There we
like
go.
crazy too.
Small one, right off the tip of that weed.
You know, the guy told me one time, Russ, he caught a fish about that size, and I said, what do you think? And he said, well, he said, it's bigger than a butter bean, and I sure like butter beans.
We're gonna let that little one go. Catching a few different sizes this morning, so back get bigger. I like it when I can just feel that jig, you know, hitting in the weeds and then just staying right above it. Folks, what we're doing, we've actually got the live scope on this morning, but Matt, we're not
sitting here staring at it. You know, we used it to locate the fish, to find where they were. You know, first you use that side imaging to find where this grass was and find the depth. You know, and came in here with this live scope and was actually able to locate where the fish were, and we're just fan casting basically.
Yeah, yep.
You know, across this area. Just fun, you know.
Yeah. And folks, as far as where we're fishing this morning, we're in what, Sulphur Springs?
Sulphur Creek. Sulphur Creek.
Sulphur Creek area.
Isn't that beautiful? Look at that view up there. Just at that.
This whole lake is outstanding. Big, pretty hills everywhere. Now, if you've never been to Dale Hollow, make sure you've got a good GPS system because you can get lost out here.
How many miles did we drive this morning?
Oh boy, it was a boat ride.
Half a mile or so?
Yeah.
About halfway there, I leaned over, I said, well, we're closer than we were when we left.
We had a boat ride this morning. You know, folks, I was talking about we were at our media camp down here in Dale Hollow, and this has became a yearly event. Great time. Denny from Dale Hollow Marine in Cedar Hill, he takes care of everything, and I'll tell you what, our accommodations are great. We've got some of the best outdoor riders and photographers in the country here, and you know, they switch off with different guys and different pro staff guys, and it's just a blast every year.
It's my third year. I've been here since year one.
Yep.
So much fun. So, not a lot of people think, well, the spawn lasts a week. you know, or spawn lasts 2 weeks. I feel like the spawn will last up into May sometimes, you know. They'll start in April-ish.
Different waves.
You know, but they come in waves, you know. They're not all going to spawn at once. And so I think these fish are hanging out in this grass. And some of them will spawn out in this 12 foot of water.
Yeah.
But with these trees laying up, they can easily go up to this pea gravel bank up here and are able to spawn on it.
And you can see, folks, we'll show you a shot of the grass up here on the depth finder. That's what we're looking for. Now, one of the things, I'm using a 1/32 ounce jig head. And Crappie Magnet has the panfish floats, but I like a float just barely big enough to get by. So I've actually got the Trout Series easy floats. Gives me a little bit better action. I don't have to really work the jig. It kind of does it by itself. I've got that neon green color, and man, it lights up out there. And like you say, it's just barely above the surface. That's what I like.
Hey guys, so I want to show you how I tie a jig on. It's just a loop knot. It's pretty simple. I started doing this because I fish a lot during the wintertime. In wintertime, my hands get cold. They're a little chilly today because we had a long boat ride. But so the way that I tie my loop knot, put it through the eye, pull it back to myself, and I leave myself a pretty good tag, you know, 8-10 inches. And pull it back to it. I will grab it with 2 fingers right here, loop it around both fingers, just like this, to where I've got a hole right there. I can take this jig and I will put it through there 3 times. Once it's through the 3rd time, I will take the eye of the hook and hook it on this outside one. Pull it down tight off the eye, kind of keeping it cinched tight. And there you go. Your knot's real close to your jig head, just like that. Then, cut this tagline off, you're ready to fish. It surprises me we're not pulling up any grass.
Yeah.
You know, being in it like this. Got another one?
There we go. That might be a decent one.
Yeah.
Not too bad. Not too bad at all.
There you go.
Come here. Come here. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a good fish.
I'm not going to complain about that one.
That's a good one.
Not a black nose, but a beautiful fish again. 63-degree water, so things are pretty nice right here. Good fish. Good start this morning. Fish in the weeds.
Well, we kind of talked yesterday on that podcast. I grew up bluegill fishing, and it's funny because it wasn't necessarily my dad that always wanted to go, but my mom.
Really?
She loves catching bluegills. Won't put a cricket on. Won't take the fish off, but she loves catching them. So I've been, I think, for my birthday this year, I'm going to try to talk her and the whole family into going to Reelfoot and getting in on some of that bluegill action.
Man, that's fun. That is fun.
Get in on it this summer. There we go.
What you got?
He ain't much.
He's fighting.
There he is. There he goes. It's a gill.
Talking about bluegills, that's a pretty good size one. That's a good eater.
Yeah. You know they're big when you stick your thumb in their mouth and lip them like a crappie, like that. Pick it up.
That is a good one. Dang, thought you had a nice one there.
I knew as soon as he hit, I was like, that ain't a nice crappie. But then I was like, well, it may be a crappie. Then he started running with it sideways. I was like, that ain't a crappie. I always thought when I was a kid, listen to my dad talk about, he'd have a fish on, he goes, that's not a crappie, or that's not a bluegill, that's not a bass. Like he would know, just from how, and I was like, that is so cool, you know. And now I've fished enough and I'm like, no, that's not a crappie. So I just know what a crappie should feel like,
Yeah.
you know?
Folks, if you just joined us, I am fishing with Matt Foster from the Crappie blog. And you know, one of the things that we love doing BrushPile, because we do, you know, we have a different guest and they're always talking about techniques and just giving information. The Crappie blog is the same thing. And I know most of you guys watching this already know about it, but for you that don't, Matt, explain exactly what the Crappie blog is.
So I started the Crappie blog in 2020 after a fishing trip with my son, who was 7 at the time. And we had went out fishing, and I got home. I was like, you know, I'm going to write about this. I enjoy writing. And so I was like, I'm going to write an article about it, you know, kind of like something you'd read in a Field and Stream magazine.
Yeah.
It was what I wanted to do, you know. And so I sat down, and it flowed so easy, and in no time I was done. You know, added some pictures to it from that day that we went, you know, that's really cool. And so I was talking with my wife about it, and I was like, you know, I think I want to start a blog. She's like, yeah, you can. She's like, you don't look like the blogging type, you know. And I said, well, we'll do it. So had started the Crappie blog, and with the Crappie blog, I write articles on, I do business profiles, so I may write about B&M rods. I may write about crappie magnets. I may write about hook and bullet lenses, just whatever. The companies may reach out to me and say, hey, I've got this product. I would like you to write about our business and this new product that we're coming out with. I'll do product reviews. One of the things that I do as well on that is different techniques for guys. You know, I grew up fishing farm ponds for bluegill and bass and didn't really catch a whole lot of crappie. So I didn't really know how.
Yeah.
You know, it was kind of a self-taught deal. You know, there was not the internet information age.
Right.
You know, so it's like the people that I can educate, that's what I'm wanting to do is educate on, okay, well, I don't have live scope, so I can't go crappie fishing. No, that's not true. You know, here we are out here today, you know, not using a live scope and catching fish.
Yep.
You know, and you don't have to have it to come out here, catch fish, and have a good time.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I want to express to people through words, I guess, written words.
Well, and one of the things he just touched on there too is his photographs. Folks, this man takes amazing photographs of not just fish, but products, fishermen, just some of the things that he does with that camera, and then his editing, it's incredible. We shot some stuff yesterday, and I know one of the colors that I've been using here a lot on different lakes is Fast Lane by Crappie Magnet with a pink head, which is kind of an odd combination, but it works, and I wanted to get something out, so you did some photos for me yesterday. It's like, gosh dang, man, pretty cool, pretty cool. And like I say, what I like, you're the same thing, just bringing information, because a lot of us crappie people, we just can't get enough.
Yeah.
Matt, what's the easiest way for them to get to the Crappie blog?
They can go to www.thecrappieblog.com. I'm on Facebook as the Crappie blog. I also have Instagram. Obviously, Instagram, I post a lot of the pictures. Facebook, I'll post articles, pictures. If I see a new product on Facebook, I'll share it. One of the things that I also forgot to mention was I'd write guide articles on there. So if you're going to a new lake and you say, I'm coming to Del Hollow, who can I get for a guide? I want to get a guide for a couple days, you know. Who can I get for a guide? Well, I write guide articles, and so you can look and see that's who that guide is. You know, that's who I need to get for Del Hollow, or that's who I need to get if I go down to Mississippi or wherever, you know. So
you do the research for them.
I do.
One of the things this morning, folks, it's a light bite, just a very little tick. And I was talking to my good friend Corey Thomas, who guides here, and Corey says one of the keys right now is 2 to 4 pound clear line. So I'm used to seeing that strike because I use that high vis. So you don't see it as much with this clear line. but they're giving you just enough tick that you can get a hook in them.
There's that grass.
You're in it.
That's that grass where got wrapped there. Got one.
There we go. Crappie. Not a monster.
Put that one on the Mermaid Dancer.
Another good color.
Preston had said that they're spawning a little.
There you go. Looks like you might have a nice one now, Matt.
Yeah, it's fighting good.
Oh yeah, it is.
Black nose.
There's a good another black nose. Second one of the morning. Ooh. Oh yeah, he is.
He's a black lip too.
Tell you what, folks, it looks like someone took a fresh magic marker to these things. You just made a change too, didn't you?
I did. I went with the Show Enough Chartreuse. It's my favorite. Whoop, dropped it. It's my favorite crappie magnet bait is the Show Enough Chartreuse. I feel like it works on any body of water. It's my fast lane, you know.
I hear you.
But I feel like it works on any body of water that I fish, and it's just a good bait.
Like, get a couple more now. Got him?
Got another one.
That color, another black nose. That color might be the ticket here. I'm going to switch. Is he decent?
Yeah, he's a good one.
Oh, yes. That with a couple back-to-backers. Good fish.
And now, the BrushPile Gear Check.
Hey folks, thanks for joining us for today's BrushPile Gear Check. 2 rods we used today, and Matt had a jig that was hot, I had one was hot. So real simple technique. We were casting over these weeds, and the weeds went on forever. So just wherever you cast, you started reeling. I used my 8-foot Signature Series. It's a good casting rod, especially for what we were doing today. Now normally I go with a high-vis line. Today, Corey Thomas told me here on Dale Hollow, he said, you've got to have a clear line. So I put 4-pound slime line clear, which is like, again, out of my element because I like seeing that strike. But it worked out fine today in this clear water. The jig that worked for me is this Oxbow Blue and Chartreuse. It's an eye hole hair jig, basically. I think I caught all but maybe one fish on that. Matt's was a complete opposite, but this is what's got it done for me. So again, for me, that's today's gear check. Matt, what do you have?
Man, use my tried and trusty right here, the Leland's TCB. And I love this rod. To me, it's so sensitive. It's super lightweight.
It is.
You can hold it all day. Your hands don't get tired. By far, one of my favorite casting rods. What I used was the eye hole hammerhead, Brandon Smith series, with a Show Enough Chartreuse. That Show Enough Chartreuse crappie magnet works on 95% of the bodies of water that I fish on. It just works. So, you
Especially
know,
here today with that clear water.
That clear water. And what's crazy, this one is so much of a clear water color, but I've used it in stained and muddy water too, you know. It just works.
There you have it, folks. Today's BrushPile Gear Check. That is a good one. Or not bad. Oh, not bad at all.
Oh, yeah.
Not a black nose this time, but that's all right. It's a good eater fish here. About 11-inch fish. Good size to eat. Throw them bigger ones back. Went back to my good old Oxbow Blue eye hole and it first cast. Tell you what, Matt, we've had to work with these today, but
Doing something.
Put together some nice fish.
The key is letting it sit, you know, letting it sit.
If you move it fast, you're not going to get them. Like that.
Like that right there. Just,
good one?
You see I wasn't even reeling it. Right there.
There we go.
That's a good one.
Oh yeah.
Good one.
If you get him in, hopefully he ain't like that bass. Oh my gosh. Yeah, don't mess around with him.
Big black nose.
Don't lose him. Oh yes, look at that fish. Look at that one, folks.
They're so pretty, aren't they?
Get up close to that camera. Look at that marking.
Look at that.
Beautiful, beautiful fish.
And a lot of them will have it on their lip too. You see that? Isn't that cool? Runs all the way down and even on their lip.
Nice fish. So we gotta get back to the camp here soon. He's already said next fish.
The key has been
There's
just
a
that.
tick.
Oh, you got?
That's weed. No, that's not weed. No, that's not. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a
What,
good
you got
fish.
Smallie?
That's gonna be good. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
jeez. He was in the weeds. Look at
Gosh.
him. He had grass all over him.
Oh. Oh my gosh. Tell you what, that is a good fish. That has been my hot bait all day. It's that eye hole hair jig. It's like an oxbow blue and chartreuse. Look at that. I wish we could stay out here, but Troy is on our butt. We got to get back into the camp. We got some other things to do. It has been a blast. We're going to turn that one back, folks. All right, folks, we got our last fish. Troy's been saying the next fish we're closing. It took us about a half an hour to get that one, but we finally did. We're going to get back to the media camp. We got some other things to do. Matt, dude, we have tried to put together a show for a long time. We finally got to do it.
It's been a blast, man. I'm glad we could make it happen on Dale Hollow Lake, too.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. I had my doubts with that cold front, that rain coming in last night. I didn't know if we'd get it today, but man, we had to work for them. It was not easy,
They
folks.
didn't give it to us.
No. And the one thing I wanted to do over these shallow weeds is throw that cork and see if I can get a pop. They absolutely, if it wasn't moving, they weren't hitting it. So didn't get to do that. Caught some great fish, a little bit different. We're used to long lining and stuff when we come down here. I love this.
It was a blast, blast.
Folks, Dale Hollow, if you haven't been here, get down here, give Denny a call. He'll get your accommodations all set up. You'll have a great time. I can't wait to get back, but right now we're going to the camp. Matt, thanks again, bud. Folks, I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned. We'll be back again with BrushPile Fishing.
Special thanks to B&M Pole Company, War Eagle Boats, Crappie Magnet, Slime Line Fishing Line, Cornfield Fishing Gear, Eye Hole Jig, Easy Drift, Driftmaster, Offshore Tackle Company, Power Pole, Mossback Fish Habitat, Purpose-Built Optics, Garmin, Stan's Slip Bobbers, Bob's Cycle Repair, Millertech Lithium,